A blog post after the release of 50 Shades of Grey stated, "Viagra for women. Prescribe 50 Shades of Grey to your female patients." And apparently it worked. It even led to the biggest orgasm of a woman trying this method. The books and movies of 50 Shades of Grey have struck a primal desire in most women. The beautiful, young and talented Anastasia, oh no wait, I meant Christian, meets the decent, young and untalented Anastasia. And somehow they live happily ever after, with some shootings in between. But why do women find Christian Grey so attractive? Is it because of his money, his superior looks, or is it a combination of a multitude of factors? In this video you will learn the truth about the Christian Grey fantasy, explained by evolutionary biology and basic psychology. And trust me, it's not what you think. Christian Grey is an absolute top performer. He amassed
billions and billions and billions and billions
before even turning 30. Yes, becoming a billionaire is quite rare. Becoming a billionaire before turning 30 is nearly impossible. If you look at the wealth of Warren Buffett, for example, we see that it's always exponential. In fact, Warren Buffett, arguably a very intelligent man with a good work ethic, didn't become a billionaire before turning 56. Yes, there are Mark Zuckerbergs on this planet that became a billionaire after turning 23, but there are only a handful. Especially if they don't have a great mentor early on in their life or have a cruel upbringing like Christian Grey. If you aim to be a billionaire, make a 50-year plan, not a 5-year plan. Seeing the odds of turning into a billionaire before 30, we can assume that Christian Grey is a great catch. Next to having the ability to provide resources to a potential mate and offspring, he also is extremely capable. He flies a helicopter and is in perfect shape. Needless to say, Christian Grey is the epitome for most women as the perfect 10. Not just with his superior genome and behavior, he also displays extreme commitment. This is an extreme turn on for women. Women are wired due to biology to seek a man with resources and a great genome. Ideally, women are looking for a man to combine those two factors, aka the bad boy which became good just for her. But for 90% of women this simply does not happen, because they, for the most part, simply can't tame the guy and then settle for less. The reason why the bad boy usually doesn't get tamed is that the reproductive strategy of males is usually quite different than that of women. High value men normally have plenty of chances to reproduce and therefore see no reason to settle down, because they 1. Produce billions of semen and 2. Do not enter menopause. A man can have plenty of children in his 70s if he wants to. That's why you see countless of male celebrities without a partner, or ever changing them, because they don't have to settle down. They have plenty of options. That's why sultans used to have harems. Genghis Khan fathered approximately 1,000 children. Let that sink in for a while. For a little more. The main reason men enter into a monogamous relationship is because displaying commitment gets them a nicer girl. If a guy is a 7, he will have a hard time dating a 7, because women are constantly looking to date someone higher in sexual market value. This is called hypergamy. If that one guy pursuing her shows extreme commitment though, she might be willing to give him a chance. Now Christian Grey is a fictional character designed to be a pure 10, and even then shows extreme commitment. This is not only quite rare, it's fantasy if you're honest. Anastasia is quite cute, but I would not rate her higher than an 8 at best. See the discrepancy between those two partners? We all unconsciously know that, but high value men always date high value women, and high value women always date high value men. Speaking of sexual market value, of course. If the main purpose of life is to create offspring, and if our offspring consists of a genome combined with that of a partner, it would only make sense to get the best deal that we could. Settling for less in the mating game is like going to a job interview. Getting offered a job for 100k a year and then declining it and accepting a 40k a year job. At the same company, with the same responsibilities and with the same stress. On the mating game, it's just a bigger investment on a life or death scale. I would like it to be different. I would like it to be like in the movies where everything is just romance. But this is the cold hard truth backed by biology. If we had an ancestor sometime in our past that didn't settle for the best catch that he could, we probably wouldn't be alive right now. So there are only 3 possible explanations why Christian Grey is then settling for Anastasia. One, and this is the least likely, is that she's just exactly his type. Come on, Mr. Grey can let his assistant call over Victoria's Secret models. Yes, they will like him for his money, but so is Anastasia if we're honest. Number 2. Christian Grey is looking for a woman that he can completely dominate to fulfill his sadistic sexual fantasies. This is likely because very early on, Christian shows signs of sociopathy, but Anastasia doesn't care because reasons.
There's some people who say that I don't have a heart at all.
Why would they say that?
Because they know me well.
Or 3. 50 Shades of Grey is complete fiction. Written by a woman in her midlife crisis that wants to live the quote-unquote good life while never doing anything for it in the first place. If you think about it, the plot of the books and the movies is the most extreme form of entitlement. Even in movies such as Transformers, the male protagonist usually has to go through a transformation to get the high value girl that he wants. He needs to change so they're approximately on the same level. The same thing happens in Never Back Down. The guy gets fighting skills and confidence and then he gets the girl. But for Anastasia, there is no transformation. She's the same decent looking college girl that didn't have her life together before she met Christian and after. And the same stuff happens in Twilight. Bella is a normal college girl that is somehow entitled to date a freaking vampire. The Christian Grey movie is complete fantasy because its fundament is pure entitlement. We all have to realize that good things don't just happen to us. We have to go out and get them. It doesn't matter which gender we are. Most of the time we realize that the person that gets those things that we want is not the same person that we are today. The QG that is talking to you right now is not the QG yet that deserves to live his dream life. And that's the cold hard truth. Which means if we want to have the partner that we want, we need to become a person worth dating in the first place. The transformation of yourself always needs to happen before you get your goal. That's what makes 50 Shades of Grey a pure fantasy, but a life interesting in the first place. If you like this video and want to know more about fitness, nutrition, mindset and health and how these things can help you get the most out of your life, subscribe to this channel.